supposed to see her again. I'm too excited. I'm so excited. It's as if I'm Mary, who is going to give birth tomorrow. I'm laughing like killer. Good morning. Welcome back. Of course, you didn't go anywhere. And so for those of you who stayed with us, I say we're back again. And for those of you who are now joining us, good morning to you. This is the News Flash segment, which is probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still and still, phone Ayeh-Paye. Whatever gadgets you're looking for, just go to Franco Trading Enterprise and they have got you covered. Whether that with the mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, don't worry at all. We've got you covered. So all you need to do is to come to any of our shops, or you can make things very simple. There's so much traffic in town, but we don't want you to go through all that stress. So all you can do is to download the app on your phone, which is the Franco Trading app. Franco Trading app. You download this app on your phone, you can purchase whatever gadgets you're looking for on the phone. Now, on the app, sorry. Now, this particular festive season, we are offering you discounts of up to 40% on all phone accessories. Yes, you heard it right here. On all phone accessories. And so you can actually come to our shop and purchase your phone case, your screensaver, you know, there's a stand, phone stand and all of that. We are offering up to 40% discount on all these accessories. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still, phone Ayeh-Paye. Now, want to go to Kumasi. What's happening in Kumasi is all about Lancaster Kumasi City, which is the babe in town, the biggest in town, the latest in town. Now, probably some of you used to know it by a different name. It's been revamped. It's been like right now, it's like the ish. You know, when we say something is the ish, yes, that's Lancaster Kumasi City. When you're going to Kumasi, this is the only place I'll urge you to lodge at. Now, have the beautiful ambience. When you sleep, you sleep. You sleep and you feel that, yes, I have slept. When you wake up, you eat the best of breakfast. There are variety of foods on display. Whatever you want to eat, you have access to it, you can eat. You also have access to that swimming pool. The swimming pool that came on the screen, yummy, yummy, yummy. You're not drinking that water, but you're swimming in it. That's what I'm talking about. And you have access to the gym as well. Whether you're a corporate body and you're trying to organize maybe a seminar or a getaway for your staff, this is the right place for you. We have corporate packages, and also if you're a family or if you're an individual and you still want to come and lodge there, we have that for you as well. Just come to Lancaster Kumasi City. We've got you covered. Now, for those of you who love to cook, you love to cook, you can create a recipe. Let me tell you what's happening with Top Choco. Top Choco says if you're a genius and you can create a recipe, all you do is to grab this. Now I'll show you what you're getting. Okay, grab this. It's called the chocolate spread. Top Choco chocolate spread. And we also have the 3-in-1. Okay, so there's a 3-in-1 drink, instant drink. Now what you do is that create a recipe out of either of them. Either you can create a recipe out of this or create a recipe out of this. Record yourself as you do this and send it to us on Top Choco GH. Top Choco GH. 2 lucky winners will be selected each week, and you could stand a chance of becoming one of the 2 lucky winners. We are giving amazing prizes when you become a part of the 2 lucky winners. So make sure you send your video to us on Top Choco GH. All right, now let me tell you what's happening. We here at Joy Prime, at Prime Morning, have decided to put smiles on the faces of the children at Nyamidua Children's Home. And we're going to support them through various things. You know, we have items that we'll present to them. We have food that we want to give to them because we're going to party with them as well. So if you want to be a part of it, we won't stop you at all. You can join us as we go there on the 30th of December. We are going there on the 30th of December. That's on Monday. However, if you can't join us and you still want to contribute in your own small way, it could be 10 cities, 20, 30, 40, it could be 100, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000. Any amount is not too small. We'll take it and we'll give it to them. So send us a message on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757, and definitely we will use the monies that you send to us to purchase a lot of goodies for these children. If you also want to donate, it could be water, it could be drinks, it could be toiletries, it could be clothes, but brand new clothes, it could be shoes. We'll still go ahead and, take them and give it to these children. They also deserve to smile. So this Christmas, do good, okay? Let's all do good together. That's what Christmas is all about. Now, this morning, I've been joined by Honorable Samuel Ayeh-Paye, and he is here to represent the NPP. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Right, please, I'm fine. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. What are we doing for Christmas, Honorable?
Well, I will go to the constituency.
Okay.
And be spending it there with the
nice
extended family.
Okay.
And my family as well. Some of the children have been taking the lead, and I'll be joining them today. This Christmas is going to be close to the family.
That's
the
nice.
Extended family for now. And then after that, maybe come back to Accra to see how it will go.
But as Accra is choked. Accra is too choked for this festive season.
Still, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about after the...
so the Christmas, right?
Christmas
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Accra and see how life will move on.
Right. I like that. And we'll definitely be talking about what is happening in your party where 280... I don't know if I should call members or former members have been expelled, because once they've been expelled, they are now former members. They are no more members. So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about what's happening with regards to CHAS as well, where they are asking that the reopening of the school should be pushed a bit further, because as of now, it's supposed to be the 3rd of January, but they are asking government to push it a bit further so that they can receive their monies that are being owed by the government. Before then, we'll go on a few online portals to see what stories are topping the portals. And so I'll start with My Joy Online. And so what is on My Joy Online this morning? All right, so the top story on My Joy Online is MP Cynthia Morrison among 280 members expelled by Aguna West NPP. I continue. Education Minister hasn't prioritized WAEC. Nochu Koto says so, and I think it's to do with the monies that are being owed, the monies that are being owed WAEC. That's where the problem is coming from. We'll be reorganizing ourselves for the battles of tomorrow. This coming from the NPP. Yes, it looks like because they are going into opposition, there's a little bit of, people are not happy. Let me put it like that. People are not happy in there. And so it's only right that the leaders of the party will speak right now and assure their members that everything will be fine. NPP to set up committee to investigate 2024 election defeat. And this coming from the party chairman, Stephen Intim. New Joabin North NDC executives intercept 24,000 bags of fertilizer at Koforidua. Now, talking about this, 24,000 bags of, I want to see what the story is saying, because, why this is a question. A team of NDC executives in the New Joabin North constituency has intercepted 24,000 bags of NPK-21 fertilizer at Koforidua in the eastern region. The products, allegedly intended to be distributed to farmers, were uncovered being offloaded in an abandoned church building following a tip-off. A heated confrontation ensued between the transporters of the fertilizers, EV Logistics, and the party officials who alleged the items had been diverted for private gain. Sometimes I think that is only right that these party members who keep doing these things should just probably, just report the issue to the police and let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get some clarity on why these things are happening. For all you know, it is not what you think it is. CTAC threatens indefinite strike over breach of agreement. And my next story is report tobacco users who smoke publicly. FDA advises. Oh, wow, FDA. Now, this one, I think that you have to go to the events that are happening. There are so many events that are happening. It's called Dirty December. They are dirtying themselves. FDA, this one, don't let us come and report. Put officials there. You see how we can be able to put GRA persons at the gates to collect the money. You too, put your people there, okay, to make things very simple. So immediately they start smoking, or then you catch them. That's the best one. All right, so Charles advises against reopening schools on January 3rd until financial arrears are cleared, and this is one of our topics for this morning. NDC propaganda was very strong in Second D, says Ayeh-Paye, and Trump wants mass deportations. A ride along with immigration officers shows the challenges. All right, so let's see what Graphic Online is also saying. All right, so Graphic Online, their top stories: man jailed 19 years for defiling 11-year-old boy. I think, I don't know what the law says, but for me, 19 years is a little bit too small. I don't know. Honorable Ayeh-Paye?
Yeah, maybe depending on the circumstances in which the rape happened. Yes, that is why. And at times the judges put certain factors into consideration. So we have to get the details of the case before you can see it is small, or because he has up to about 25 years in jail.
Yeah.
But they put certain factors into consideration.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the law is saying, but when we put our sentiments in there, we'll wish for more. Yeah. But of course, the law has its own way of judging, so it's different from how we feel about it. But I think that persons who do this should definitely be brought to book. Maybe one day we should check what the laws, if we can amend this a bit to give harsher punishments for such persons.
Being in jail for 19 years is harsher punishment.
Defiling an 11-year-old boy is destroying his life for good.
And the person is going for 19 years.
Yes.
Yes. So
but after 19 years.
If you are not deterred by going to a jail for 19 years, I don't know what can put fears in you for those who do such things. Somebody that you can give birth. 19 years, what attracts you? That is the most important question.
11-year-old boy.
Yeah, I'm saying 11 years. Yeah. So what is on 11-year-old?
That will make you defile him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and the victim is a boy, isn't it?
Yes.
So
even the health implications on it, the psychological implications on this young boy.
Yes, your boy. So it means 19 years. Yes, it depends on the case.
I wish it was more. Yeah. I wish it was more. Probably if I were to be in Parliament, I would have, fought for it to be changed, though. Anyway, a marketing officer on bail over alleged theft of 176,693 and 50 pesos Ghana cedis. Diplomatic corps commend Bawumia for statesmanship in honorable, and President Akufo-Addo commissions a Zin-Libo forward operating base. Okay, so we have some stories here. MPP set up election review committee to investigate 2024 election defeat. Aguna West MPP sacks 280 members, including incumbent MP Cynthia Morrison. Charles calls for immediate release of outstanding funds to school. And these and many more stories are here on Graphic. We will definitely go to Adom Online, and that'll be our final portal for this morning. Adom Online is also reporting that WASI scanning of objective answer sheets to start tonight. This coming from WAEC. Those asking for CJ and EC boss to be removed, well, has his own questions there. All right, so let's see if we have some other stories in here as well. I'll go to politics. Yes, I'll try the politics here. No, I think I'll do this one. I saw some stories here. All right, so here, MP criticizes Education Minister over WAEC funding neglect. Marketing officer on bail, which I read earlier. Man jailed 19 years is also here on Adom Online. I won't run away because of oral, Freddie Blaze says so. Wow, that's what the oral has been trending, eh? Honorable Ayeh-Paye.
Well, to me, I would say that anybody who has looted this country money should be retrieved. But I don't support the committee that has been put up to do the job.
Why so?
They don't have any mandate for now. Because who put them in place? Look, we have a transitional act. What does the act say? When the power has not been transferred to the president, does the act give the spokesperson of the president-elect on the transitional team to form a committee to do what? Last I was listening to one of the members of the committee, and he said, our mandate is to name and shame. unfortunately, the person speaking was a lawyer. And name and shame, if you have not have a concrete evidence, if a court of competent jurisdiction has not found me guilty, and yours is to name and shame me, I'll go to court and take an action against you for defamation.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. The person saying this was a lawyer. He's a lawyer, and he says our responsibility to name and shame. I support that. If any, and I'm choosing my words carefully, if any state money had been looted, it must be retrieved. But we must use a way that will enable the state to retrieve those money, not a window dressing.
But what if, because like you said, there's no mandate as of now because they haven't been sworn in. But what if it's just supposed to gather information for now, do the investigation, because they are private investigators. So probably, yes, we are setting a committee to do the investigation. And when we are sworn in, we will give it to the rightful people.
You can, when you are sworn in and you get a mandate to get a legal team in place, the legal team can also get that information. Why should you pick, because somebody has illegally, quote unquote, taking some state coffers, and you set up an illegal team to recover the money. To gather what information? When the president-elect is sworn in as president, he has every mandate to set up whatever committee that will be supported by all Ghanaians to retrieve any looted money, even if.
But this is also a campaign promise, because let's not forget that.
It's a campaign promise. So he promised that when I become president, when you are voted for me, yes, you've been voted for, but you are not president now.
But maybe everybody has their style of working.
It's not your style, it's about the constitution. That same constitution that mandates the people to vote for you. It is the same constitution that you have to use. You can't do anything outside the constitution.
Could it be that because...
As we speak, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the president of the country.
Yeah.
He has not handed over to you.
But could it be that because his time could be short, his time is short, actually, 4 years?
Whatever it is, the constitution says you start from 7th January 2025 to 7th January 2029. That is your mandate. Aside of that, there's an act called the Transitional Act that they are working with. You can't do anything outside the act. And the Transitional Act does not mandate the spokesperson for the transition team or the spokesperson of the president-elect to form any committee to try who, to get that work.
But the Transitional Act doesn't also stop you from forming a private
as I see it, I can form a private.
Yes, so probably that's what they've done.
Exactly, but they don't have any mandate. They have no power to now they've been inviting people. They say, "I won't go. What will you do?" You don't have any law, any
But they are
power.
also getting some information.
What I'm saying is that when you wait, and after 7 December, you can still get that information.
All right. Anyway, so this one says there will be doom so hardship soon. MPPs will Bempa predict WASI scanning of objective answer sheets. I've read this one. And then some NDC executive storm at Dancing North DC's over fertilizer. So this fertilizer thing, they are saying that is the DC's house that they saw it at. And you're still watching Prime Morning. The segment is the News Flash segment, and it's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Our main conversation is to do with the 280 members plus should I call her the member of Parliament for? But she still is.
She's a member of Parliament.
So Honourable Cynthia Morrison, who is the member of Parliament, has been expelled from the NPP. Honourable Ayeh-Paye, people feel that with this that is happening, it's something that ought to have happened because your constitution says that once you decide to go independent and also once you decide to support any other candidate aside a candidate who is in the NPP, then you forfeit being a member of the party. This should have happened long time ago. Why the wait? Why now?
Well, let me first say good morning to your viewers and wish them a Merry Christmas. Especially the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who was the Prime Bearer of the NPP, the Chief of Staff, Honorable Ayeh-Paye, and all NPP affiliates and members. Also, the good people of Ayeh-Paye, the chief elders, and all the people of Ayeh-Paye, I wish you Merry Christmas. I'll be joining you this evening till the season is over. I wish you very well, everybody, and you too, and your team.
Thank you.
I wish you Merry Christmas.
We'll take our Christmas gifts.
Ayah, you are supposed to give me.
We'll give you, but we'll also take ours.
I have come here. So when you come to me, then
when I come to you,
I can't remember when you were children, we'll be moving from
house to house,
taking Christmas gifts. We that used to give her the Christmas, we don't come to our house and give it to her. Rather, we go to them. So I've come to your house.
Okay.
Let me take this opportunity to advise all MPP members, especially those who are part of the government and the communicators, that we haven't handed over to the NDC yet. Nana Addo Dankwa is the president of the Republic of Ghana as we speak, though we have president-elect. So those who are talking, I don't want to use the word childish talking or whatever. How should somebody like Usube Ayeh-Paye go and say that there will be hardship and doom so very soon? Why do you think you should say this? Why is your president still the president?
Yeah.
If you are using the word soon, somebody may ask you, what foundation have you put there that you think very soon or soon there will be hardship? Are you telling Ghanaians that you haven't managed the economy and the energy sector well, so they should expect hardship? We should stop this. You see, I'm saying this because we are putting ourselves together to come back and fight in 2028. Anything that you will say today, when you get up in 2020 and start to talk, people will refer you to it. So you have to be very careful. I quite remember when we took over in 2021 at the Kufuor's administration, and somebody from the NDC said, we are going to see how you are going to pay salaries. It means you haven't managed the economy well. So you think the government that is coming, the next month cannot get money to pay salaries. So whom do you think you are accusing? Your own government. So please, let us be measured with what we say. If he's listening to me, I'm pleading with him. He should be. If you don't have anything to say, keep quiet.
Okay.
I'm happy some of the communicators have stopped going on air simply because they think what has happened to you have to get themselves organized before they come out. If you know what has happened to us, you have not been able to put the pieces together and organize yourself, keep quiet. Don't say anything that will be very difficult for us to defend in 2028 campaign.
Right.
Please, we should be very careful.
Honorable Ayeh-Paye, I like what you're saying. I'll definitely come back to you, but I have some questions for you with regards to what you just said. You know, some people will ask the question that could some of these loose talks made by some people in the NPP, could it have affected NPP during elections? Because some persons in your party are saying that there are some members in the party that were a part of their downfall.
Yes, but I've said to myself that, one, I'm not going to criticize anything that NDC will do for the next 120 days. I've said it. Two, I'm not going to criticize anything that happened to us publicly. And I'm using the word publicly. Till maybe a committee is set up or a hearing body is being set up and say, go and tell them what you've seen wrong. Because anything that I will say here, whether I like it or not, 2028, I have to defend it. That doesn't mean that if anything has gone wrong, and it is good for me to say it here for all of us to learn something from it, I will not do that. But you have to be very careful when the time that you are saying those things, whom you are talking to, and the platform that you are using. These three factors are key. So don't just get up and say that, oh, because A, B, C, D happened, so you are going to say it. I'm not saying you shouldn't say it, but whom are you telling this?
Yeah.
Or you are complaining to? Where? The platform you are using, and also when. Then when determine us, look, something that has happened to us, we all don't understand. Even for me, I thought we were going to win this very election. Those who were thinking that, those MPP members who were thinking that we will not even win, were not expecting this huge gap. So we must sit down as a party and find out what actually happened. The one who led us to this war has told us to keep quiet, get back, and then stop the blame game and find out what happened. So I would advise that we should give, look, in boxing, at the time you see the boxers going down, it doesn't mean that they are being hit by the blow so much that they have to fall down. No. When the first blow comes, second one comes, and you see that the third one will keep him on the ground, and he may not get up again. He intentionally threw himself down, get some count of about 8 or 10, get back with some energy, and continue fighting.
Right.
So what has happened to it, it is important that we go down. For us not to be hit by the third blow, we must go down, get ourselves organized, get the left to give us some 8 or 10 counts, then we get up to fight again.
Okay.
So those who are waiting for the third blow, if they don't take time and the third blow comes, you may go down and may not get back again.
I like that advice. Very good advice there. And that's Honorable Samuel Ayeh-Paye. He's a part of the NPP, a former member of parliament for Ayeh-Paye. And he has spoken very, very deep. And I wish that some members of the party who are doing a loose talk as of now would adhere to his advice. We've been joined by Osei Kwame Griffiths. He is the former director for NIA. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Welcome, thank you.
Great. We are done with the headlines from the portals. We are going into our main topic. As the first one is the 280 members who have been expelled from the NPP as of now. Honorable Ayeh-Paye has spoken a bit, so I'll allow you to also speak a bit on it. Some people feel this should have come a bit earlier than now, looking at what the Constitution says, saying that once you decide to contest as an independent candidate, automatically you forfeit being a member of the party. And once you also decide to support somebody else aside somebody who is a member of the party, you forfeit being a member of the party. So why the wait? Why now?
Well, I think that I would agree with you that this should have been done a bit earlier. And, you know, not only to penalize, but to also to send a signal to the rank and file, because there were some, you know, commentary that did not help, you know, that brought MPP into, you know, the situation that they are in now. And since it did not happen before the election, and it didn't happen on time, I think that after the election, it may be a bit too premature to be doing these things now. Looking at, you know, not just the fact that the MPP has lost, but by the level of margins that they lost the elections. The fact that about 15 cabinet ministers have lost here, that's a vote of no confidence in the government. And therefore, you know, I think it is time to have a sober reflection of, you know, what really went wrong. And it shouldn't start this way. And I agree with my brother who is commenting on some of the commentary of, you know, the supporters of the party, that it is time to rather, you know, look at the leadership of the party, you know, with the hope that they will put the necessary structures in place to allow people to air their grievances, and then put them all that into maybe some documentation and see it with some good recommendations as to the way forward for a political party. It is not in the interest of any Ghanaian that the NPP is in the state that it is in now, because it doesn't help our democracy. Of course, I'm grateful for the victory that we have chalked as the NDC, but you know, it is also in the interest of the NDC and Ghanaians that we have a formidable, opposition that would put us in check. And for that reason, and for our democracy, it is important that at least there has to be some voice that would, voice out stuff that. But looking at the details of I've gone through the documentation that was released.
Yeah.
And I've also looked at the constitution of the MPP. And if you look at Article 9 of Article 3, Section 9 of the Constitution, it says each constituency shall have, not just 1 second, please. Section 9 of the Constitution, it says that any member that would join, more or less contest as an independent or go on a different party ticket. And not only that, those who would also support such a ticket, forfeit. And that's the language used, forfeit. And it also spells out, if you go further, it spells out some disciplinary committees that can be put in place to vet some of, not the members that really went.
So the one that you want to read is Article 3(9) of the NPP Constitution, for feature of a membership. One, a member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party, or who joins or declares his or her support for another political party, or for an independent candidate when the party has sponsored a candidate in a general or by-election, automatically forfeits his or her membership of the party. 2, whenever a member ceases to be a member through resignation, expulsion from the party, or forfeiture of membership, the person may reapply for membership of the party, and the person may be readmitted on conditions provided in this constitution, except where the National Executive Committee decides otherwise.
And immediately after that, it puts, the 4th article talks about a disciplinary committee and a grievance procedure. And I think that probably that grievance procedure was kept, in my view, because even though there's a constituency disciplinary committee that is in place, there is no mention of such a committee that was formed at the constituency level before this was even arrived at. And is the constituency disciplinary committee have enough powers to more or less declare that a person has forfeited, membership of the party? Not just the person. You see, the issue is a little clearer when you are talking about the candidate herself. But if you go beyond the candidate and look at people you are alleging supported the candidate, there are no black and white, there's no clear-cut, proof that this person actually was for this candidate or the other. So I think in the, in the interest of natural justice, there should have been some procedure that were put in place, especially for those people whose photo or names were not on any, statement of pool or what have you, to indicate that they actually have contested. I think that there should have been a procedure for all those members to more or less, come,
to defend themselves,
and then be judged accordingly that they had actually supported an independent candidate.
Right. Let me ask Honorable Ayeh-Paye about this. Of course, where the letter came from, is it the right quarters? Do they have the mandate to do
that is my main concern. But before the let me quickly add to what Mr. Griffiths have just said. The constitution of the party, MPP, didn't say that must be any committee to investigate or to vet what they have done. And also the constitution did not mention of any letter that should come from any quarters, being the constituency office or the national. What you read, the constitution you read, say automatically. So these things are not necessary. We don't need this letter at this time of the day. Do we? After we've got this defeat. The constitution says once the party has a candidate and you decide not to follow or campaign for that candidate, but go any other way other than the candidate that we have elected, automatically, and the operation word is automatically, you cease to become a member of the party, period. I want to be advised, or maybe somebody should point to any part of the constitution of the MPP that says that you must be written to.
But Honorable, is it not the same issue that happened, you know, when Parliament, we had a speaker declaring some seats as a...
That's different than not.
No, but so they were going by what your constitution
said. The national constitution
yes.
is supreme.
Yes.
Every constitution is a subset of the 1992 constitution. So when national constitution speaks, our MPP constitution has no way.
But
so,
the word automatic, as of that time, using that word automatic meant that they did not belong to the party again.
I'm saying that when the national 1992 constitution speaks, whether it is automatically or what, your constitution is a subset, it doesn't matter. The national constitution, the 1992 constitution is supreme. I can put, even in standing orders of parliament, we can say that if member can speak in parliament, he must stand up. When national constitution says you can sit to speak in parliament or stand up, the standing orders is meaningless. Do you get my point? So once the national constitution speaks and Supreme Court interprets it, whatever you have put in your constitution doesn't matter again. That's why some people were saying that, it's your own constitution. Yes, we agree. It's our own constitution that says automatically you cease to become a member of the party. But when the national constitution go contrary to what you have put in your constitution doesn't matter again. That is why it is a national constitution. So when you are making such laws, it is important you look that you don't contravene any clause in the national constitution.
Then the issue was...
That is why at a point in time, yes. the Supreme Court removed certain portions of the standing orders because they think that what we have put as parliamentarians in our standing order go contrary to what the constitution says. But let me go to these issues.
Please go.
And then, one, if you are a constituency chairman and any member, especially we have somebody who has been member of parliament, he's been a deputy national women's organizer, he's been a minister, when you want to remove such a person from the party, you must first of all refer to the region or the national party. I don't think that has been done. Two, what the General Secretary did some time ago to some members, former members of parliament who were with the Afro-Fantor movement, he wrote to refer them of a clause in the constitution and telling them that because of this portion or this clause in our constitution, I'm writing to refer you that you are no more members of our party.
So it was a reminder. Okay.
To let you be aware of the consequences of what you have done. If you could remember, when that letter came out, Honorable Boabwe Samoa came out to say that I am aware of the consequences of the decision that I've taken. He said he was aware before taking that decision. So the letter wasn't even necessary. But I think the General Secretary did that to get some records of what they have done. But to say that when the Constitution says automatically you cease to become a member of the party, then you get the constituency chairman and his team writing to remove them from the party. Did they read the Constitution? They should have read the Constitution and says that they were aware of their actions. And their actions already, you see, this letter came at the point that they were not members of the party. So whom are they removing? No, if you look at this letter, clearly, I don't understand who would sit down and write to a non-member of MPP saying that he is removing that non-member of the party from the party.
What motivated this then?
I don't know. In a situation that we should sit back after this defeat and see those who have done this will write apologizing to us by the Constitution and say that we can write back after 2 years and open the floodgate and allow all these people to come in, screen them, and take off. You are writing this to members who are not members of your party. Cynthia Morrison, Honorable, is no more a member of MPP. All those 280. They are not per our own constitution. The day that they decided to follow Cynthia Morrison, they ceased to become members of the party.
Let me read the letter for those of you who...
So they are not members of the party. So who wrote to them?
Honorable, let me read.
I'm not a lawyer, but I know that per our constitution, they have ceased to become members of the party the day Cynthia Morrison decided to go independent as against our candidate.
Yeah.
So this letter is to who?
Let me read the letter for those who haven't cited the letter yet. It says, the General Secretary, NPP Headquarters, Accra, forfeiture of membership notice. The national and regional party leadership and the general public are hereby notified that the following members have ceased to be members of the party, effective today, in accordance with Article 391 of the party's Constitution 2017 as amended. These individuals have been banned indefinitely from. So they've been banned indefinitely.
They are not members of our party. They have not.
All right.
They ceased to become members of the party before this letter. Yeah. I'm saying that this letter is not necessary.
Yeah.
This is the time that we should rather see if we can open the floodgate, screen people to enter, and reorganize ourselves.
So this
you are creating confusion by writing this letter to people who have ceased to become members of this party.
The second paragraph says, this decision was made unanimously at the expanded constituency executive committee meeting held on Sunday, 15th of December 2024. The composition of the meeting comprised constituency officers, municipal chief executive, constituency founding members, current and former council of elders and patrons, constituency disciplinary committee members, and electoral area coordinators of the party.
So I'm not cutting you. No, this personality that met, none of them was able to refer the one who took the decision to the Constitution. Look, this happened to us in Ayeh-Paye in 2020. An independent candidate came in and drew about 2,600 of our votes, and I lost by 241 votes. That was 2020 elections. When we saw them, we didn't write to anybody, but we saw those who were following the independent candidate. So per our Constitution, they ceased to become members of the party. So in the next polling station elections, they came back. They wanted to pick form. We referred them to the Constitution. They petitioned the national executives who were brought to Accra. The chairman, Ayeh-Paye constituency chairman, showed them the Constitution, quoted the Constitution, and the national said, well, he didn't write to you, but per the Constitution automatically, you still to become members of the party. So they were not allowed to contest. So these things, maybe they want to have some records to keep and all that. But I'm saying that the situation in which MPP party we find ourselves now, some of these things are not necessary.
Let me come to you. Oh, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to. Okay. I wanted to indicate that if you look at this and the explanation that the Honourable former Member of Parliament has given, it stands to vindicate the position of Speaker Ayeh-Paye in the sense that if you look at Article 97, Clause 1G, it says that a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. And if you look at G, the last paragraph, it says, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election.
Right.
And if you look at the MPP Constitution, there shouldn't even be a hearing. Once you take such steps, you are automatically not a member of the party. So the issue about Speaker Ayeh-Paye's, people faulting Speaker Ayeh-Paye for taking such a move, I think he stands vindicated today.
But I think that's why they went to court for interpretation, which was granted.
I didn't want to come in when he speaks, but I said the 1992 Constitution is supreme. So when the Constitution speaks and interpreted, it flaws every constitution.
But we have issues with the the interpretation just told us that they can still remain as members of Parliament. Probably the next government is when they fulfill.
I give a typical example. If a standing order for Parliament says that you can sit in Parliament and speak, and then our standing orders, that is standing orders. So then the Constitution says you can either sit or stand and talk. Nobody can hold you liable for not standing up
Okay.
You see, I am actually reading.
That is how it is.
I am actually reading the Constitution. It's not
the national Constitution,
yes,
or the MPP Constitution.
The national Constitution.
So as soon as
Honourable, please would let him make a point.
I'm actually reading the national Constitution. You know that we have had issues with the ways some of these judgments have emerged from the Supreme Court. Not just the judgments. We have a situation where a member of parliament goes to the Supreme Court on Friday, takes a case to the Supreme Court on Friday. Normally, they take about 14 days to even tell you when they are going to, whatever they are going to do with the case, or when they are going to hear the case. That same day, judges are impaneled, and that same day, the judgment comes out. You see? Now, just oppose that against a situation where there was a national exercise, where registration was being done, when we were saying that by the EC deciding to register in only their constituency offices, it would disenfranchise people in the constituencies that were spread out. And I cited several examples. We cited several examples where we said Bole Bamboy, from Bamboy to Bole is about 4 hours. And it takes 100 cities in and out. All these cases were made. The EC set a date by which time the case, the registration would have been over. So, you see, it tells you that, there is not some fairness in there. So let's look at the commonsensical approach to, what the Constitution says. You are telling me that 97, a subsection of 97, which is saying that when a member forfeits a removal of, forfeits, decides not to be a member of a party and removes himself from that party, that member ceases to be a member of parliament on the ticket with which he or she was. And you are saying that should be interpreted the same way as subsection 1 was interpreted, which tells you about the end of tenure of the member. That's what they are saying. You see, it doesn't make any sense. There is an explicit section for when the person's tenure ends and a new parliament begins. And you cannot tell me that the framers of the Constitution thought that we would be so confused that they had to bring section 1G to mean the same as A. It wouldn't be that case. In any case, that is something that the people of Ghana have spoken, and they have decided who should be the majority in Parliament. So, if we can put that case to rest. But I just wanted to make that point, that is a vindication of Speaker Babin.
But, is this power play that we are seeing now, coming from where it's not supposed to come from? What powers do they have to write a letter to expel these persons? Like what Honourable is saying, are we seeing power play? Is it because they have lots, so everybody is acting on emotions? What can be done to these persons since they have even gone ahead of what the Constitution says? They've defied all the odds. They are not supposed to.
Yes. And especially so when they say automatically the person leaves, and you are writing to say that as of today, when in actual fact the person took those actions even before the election, and by which interpretation of the NPP Constitution, the person was no longer a member even before the election. So I think that the situation that the NPP finds themselves, this is not the way, in my view, they want to be solving their problems. I think that if you want to go that route, there are members of parliament who even indicated that the election of 2024 was lost in 2022 and all sort of things. Some commentary that, in my view, was unfortunate and it would never happen. You will not see such commentaries in the NDC usually.
Oh, we've heard some. We've heard him. Koko Anyido has done a lot.
Koko Anyido is not.
He's now not part of it, but he did. Back then, he spoke a lot against the NDC.
Well, those days, his like my brother said, his membership of the party became, he became a non-member of the party as soon as those things started occurring. And nobody really paid attention to writing to him to say, that he has forfeited his, like the case where this constituency has taken these steps. So it's not the same. I'm talking about a case where you are challenging a primary opponent. and you say things that would hurt that primary opponent, should he, when in actual fact he was a clear front runner, in the primaries, and you say such things that would really hurt him, going into a general election, I mean, there are all sort of mistakes that have been made. When we come to look at 2016, what happened? We had a committee in place led by Dr. Kwesi Botwe, the late Dr. Kwesi Botwe, and we had him visiting everybody, taking all the grievances and what have you, and bringing it to Accra. We sit for people to sit around and look for the best way forward. And I should say that that process really led to a lot of things that we did right in the future. So I think that constituencies arrogating themselves that power to write such letters in the for public consumption.
That's what the problem is.
Yes,
for the public consumption. At this time.
At this time, it's not in the interest of the party.
Honorable.
What I'm suspecting is that some people want to keep records to see that maybe next time, if they are to come to contest any position, but you can write to remind them of their actions without necessarily right, because this letter, the content is actually misleading. They can write to them and say that we are writing to remind you that per your action and per the constitution of MPP, you are no more members of
But
this
do
party.
they have the right to even write
They
to them?
don't, because for some of them, yes.
Yeah.
If the person is a polling station executive member, an ordinary member, card-bearing member of the party, then of course the constituency may have some right to discipline them, to suspend them, to expel them. But when the person is a member of parliament, a former minister, it goes beyond a constituency. A complaint must be lodged to the regional, the national executive, and then a disciplinary committee will invite him. So I'm waiting for the general secretary of our party to react to this letter, because I don't think...
what kind of reaction are you expecting?
Oh, the letter should quickly be withdrawn. And then they call the constituency executives in a meeting and also ask or write a memo to all constituency executives to hold on with any intention to react in the manner in which Agona East or Agona West have reacted. What we need is to calm the nerves of members, whether being the agreed members or let's calm nerves. Let's see how we can allow people to relax. And at an appropriate time, we get them together.
Talking about calming nerves, could it be that these executives in Agona West are aggrieved? They feel probably the fact that, Cynthia Morrison decided to stand as independent, and a chunk of the persons there, 208 is the reason why probably PP lost. So out of that, they have decided to take the law into their own hands.
I have said that I don't want to criticize anything that we've done, whether good or bad, at an appropriate time. But I think people haven't learned their lessons. All those who are writing this letter may think that somebody like Cynthia Morrison or any of the persons that followed her may be coming to contest maybe future elections or let us write something for evidence. I'm saying you should have written to them, reminding them of their actions.
Yeah.
Not necessarily removing them from the party. Just remind them that this is the action you've taken. And then you list the personalities involved. So that next time when they are coming for any position, you can judge. Because if you don't take time, the next 2 years, when maybe we start organizing our party and says that we are going to elect officers, some of these people may kind of say, oh, we saw you following Cynthia Morrison. Oh, no, I wasn't part of it. And it may bring some form of argument and all that. So what I was expecting for them to do is to write a reminder, reminding them of their actions per the Constitution, and list the names so that they can keep it on their records and give them copy. But to say that you have dismissed them from the party, a party that has gone election and have lost 2-point-something million votes as compared to the previous election that we had. The project we must have is a reorganization. The project we shall have is to pardon all members, open the floodgate, and allow people to come in. We are not pardoning members who were aggrieved. Instead of us to pardon them and then allow them to come into the system and see how best we can reorganize. at this moment, you are writing to dismiss people from the party. You are not thinking of how you can pardon people. The chairman of the party has come out to apologize to all Ghanaians and all party members and says that let us be calm and then move slowly, and so that we can reorganize ourselves. The flag bearer of the party has come out to speak to all of us and say, stop the blame game, let us come together. Wait, as a constituency chairman, wait and see what national chairman and the national executives will do. The next action. We may get up one day and say that because of what has happened, A, B, C, or have resigned. Then we haven't held our first NEC meeting.
Okay.
We haven't held our first NEC meeting.
I have a lot of questions.
And you sit in the constituency and you think this is what you can do to help the party.
So I have a lot of questions. I'll definitely come back to you. One of the questions, let me ask, you don't answer, keep it in your head, and then when I come back to you, answer. Now, these persons who are doing these or perpetrating these acts, on the constituency level, unfortunately, they are making things very difficult for those on the national level. Will they be penalized in a way to prevent others from following suit? Because if not, you could end up seeing more persons in these, constituencies following suit, expelling members, and it could cost you in 2028. Please keep the question in your head. I'll definitely, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to indicate that I'm not following what the MPP has been doing after the elections that much. But if the National Secretariat has not issued any directive, then these people are just taking advantage of a vacuum of leadership. Because by now, it should be obvious that its MPP, has done something wrong to deserve such a humiliating defeat. And for that reason, there has to be some communication from the National Secretariat saying, hold your peace.
The party
chairman has come out to say that. Okay. The flag bearer has come out to say that don't blame anybody. Stop the blame game. Let us think of ourselves and see how best we can revive our party.
We have A, B, C, D steps put in place to ensure that, everybody will
I'm not cutting you, but we have been hinted that a committee is going to be set up. Yes. And then we'll be allowed to go. That's what I said. Yes. I will not say anything on air. I'm waiting for that committee. I also have problems, too. I've been in opposition since 2009.
Yes.
To date.
Yeah.
So I have issues, but not yet. A committee will be set up. Then I'll go and meet. Then I sat back. I was part of the national campaign. I was in the It Is Possible bus with Dr. Bawumia. I saw what happened. When the committee is set up, or when the flag bearer settled, by this time, you don't know what is going on in his mind. So when he gets settled, I can book appointments, sit down with him, tell him what I saw, what was good, what wasn't. Even the last time that I met him after the election, I told him what he did, but I didn't tell him what he did wrong.
Okay.
Because this is not the time to tell this man who have gone into an election and lost. I've been in that situation before. Last night I told you my first elections was when I was in class 5. We voted for a class captain. That was 1979, when we have come out first from a multi-party democracy election. Dr. Hira Liman was the president, and our class teacher was saying that we're also going to practice democracy in our class. So now we are not going to appoint class prefects. So the first 3 people, that is, in exam positions, in examination, the first, second, third, and I was always first as class. So they said we are going to be voted for. The first person will be the class captain. The next person will be the assistant and the rest. I had 0.
Oh, wow.
Nobody voted for me. That was my first defeat. And when I got to Form 4, that one, only the teachers voted. And I was voted for, I became the school prefect. You see, I lost my first election. I had 0. I was around 9, or class 5, I would have around 10, 11 years. And then when I came to, I went to Metro Mass Transit, or before then, at Accra Technical University, Accra Technical Training Center, I contested my 3rd elections. That one, I was elected the secretary, the SRC secretary. Then from there to Accra Technical University, that was Accra Polytechnic then. I contested as secretary.
you have taken
and lost.
You have taken
yes, I contested for SRC secretary in Accra Technical. I lost. I went to Metro Mass Transit. I was then a work supervisor. I contested for the secretary of the union. I won. The chairman resigned along the line, and I was asked to take over as an acting chairman. I became the union chairman for the whole Garum. I went to 2024 elections in parliamentary primaries and lost miserably. I had only 11% of the vote. And then 2000.
So you know what defeat feels
yes, so
like.
when you go into elections and you lose, I know what happens to you. So this is not a time that we have to be bombarding the fried bearer, his running mate, and the party with such things. Let us sit down. Let us wait. Let us allow the dust to settle.
This is the case whereby we are seeing, these constituency executives deciding to take the law into their own hands. But you on the floor,
the general secretary should write to all of them.
Saying. Maybe if something has been said, maybe they haven't seen concrete enough steps.
What do they
perhaps
need again?
I'm just saying that by now there should be some mention of a committee. That's what we went through. We've gone through this.
That is going to be done very soon.
And well, obviously, since people are doing things on their own, tells you that.
I saw when Dr. Kwesi Bochue's committee was not set up when you were still in power. It is after you have handed over.
No, but let him make his point.
So they should wait.
But we wrote to the rank and file of the party, telling them that they should start preparing their notes, on all the issues that they want to bring attention to the committee.
In all better, I don't think this letter has no space in the environment in which we found out.
Okay, so
I agree with you, but I'm just saying that they are taking advantage of a vacuum of leadership. And you are saying your chairman has mentioned that. And I'm saying that perhaps the mentioning is not enough. So
let me ask you this. At this point, what should they do as the leadership of the party? Because, and that was the question I asked him. So let me ask you, at this point, they are taking the law into their own hands. Should they be penalized? Should they be called?
No, I don't think they should be asked to withdraw the letter.
It's not the time to penalize, in my view.
Okay.
Yes.
When you get your political party to this state, it is not a time to be penalizing anybody.
It's not a time to expel people from the party.
It's a time to look for those who have rather gone astray and bring them home. That is my view.
Open the floodgates.
It's political party organization is about bringing people together, not trying to find out who we should dispel and what have you. So I think that if you ask me, I think that punishing these people for writing and especially saying all media houses and all that, which was very unnecessary. But I think there has been so many wrongs.
Looking at
it is
those
time
that...
to look at how to bring everybody together around the table. Those who went independent, wherever they went, or went with the political party, whatever they did, to bring them all in, let them air their grievances.
So now that, Honorable Cynthia Morrison, these executives have written to her that she's no more a member or she's been expelled from the party, do you think the National should write to her and have a sit with her and ask her questions and bring her...
This is not the time. Some might have regretted by now. Some, even if you look at these 200 and something people that they've written to, I want to tell you, deep in the heart of some of them, per the result that we have had, they might have regretted. So allow them to settle. You've written to somebody who's not a member of your party that you've dismissed him from the party.
Yeah.
That is what I even don't understand.
Just to answer the question that you posed, I think there has to be a process, not just for those who are seen as current members of the party, but those who have also left the party, to contest on other, tickets.
Yeah.
A process has to be put together for everybody to come and air their grievances, because there's a reason why people do what they do.
Exactly.
What was the reason that would push somebody who has been a minister in your party to want to go as an independent candidate?
Yeah.
Did they have issues with the primaries? Were some candidates supported against her in a way that she felt that she hadn't been fairly, dealt with? All these things, you never know. They may have reasons, and when you listen to those reasons, you would probably understand why they are doing what they are doing. So I think that it is important to have a process for everybody who was a member, is a member, or what have you. And not just that. And for Ghanaians who also, it's very obvious that Ghanaians, the NPP has suffered a total vote of no confidence in their current leadership.
Right. I'll read a few messages. Osei-Bonsu Duayan Kwanta says, good morning, host. It's obvious some persons in the NPP still think they are in power. Let them continue. We are watching. Good morning, Rosalind. And since there's no injunction placed on the EC, even in the absence of an order of mandamus, the EC can go ahead to collate the results. The appropriate way for the NDC to stop the EC is to secure an injunction, which was tried but failed. A decision to challenge the order of mandamus could stop the EC from recollating results. Please watch this short footage of asserting, okay, yes, boss, we'll watch it later, okay? Hello, good morning, madam. Please tell MPP people that they need reset in their party. Let them take notes. They should come to us, the NDC, for reset, please. Or did they want Nana Kweku Owusu? A Big G Tamale says that a political party is about numbers. You are there expelling members. Now something is wrong with the leadership of the party. They must wake up this to lead to terrible defeat. Why are you now? Why are we owing in education sector, MPP government? What have we done wrong? Okay, sometimes the Big J, we can use AI. Okay. A beautiful Rosalind, good morning to you and your panelists. I'm Abdul Latif from Melembele. My regards to Honorable Emmanuel Ama. Madam, respectfully, Ghanaians have passed verdicts and that verdict seems to be shocking. They have expressed their anger and sentiments through the ballot. One of the finest and youngest politicians I personally admire so much in the NPP is Honorable Kojo Nkrumah. How he speaks, he's so humble, sober, eloquent. Indeed, he's a humble politician in my heart. Good morning, Rosalind. This is not the first time MPP encountered this problem when they resumed office. They don't care who puts them there. What they fail to know is 2020 elections, the independent MP added to us, making MPP majority 138 and 137 for the NDC, but they refuse to realize their mistakes that led us to opposition. Mahmoudou Adam Boko. Okay, so this is even a member of the NPP saying this. Good morning, madam. I'm pleading with President-elect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama not to only reset our country, but also reset the NPP to avoid the party from being finished completely. Idrisu Maniru. Oh, the party is not finished. Good morning, madam. We, the people in Volta, didn't like criminal things, but I think your market leader is doing... I don't know what the criminal things are, darling. So once you don't know, you don't talk about it. Else you are alleging, and that is not right. It's defamation. Good morning, sir. Thanks for your nice... Hey, madam, I'm not there. Thanks for your nice program. After the election, Vincent was PRO for a whole GS and he felt he was not comfortable in life and left to become an MP. He's now enjoying lavish life. Please, I don't know what you're talking about, my darling, because you don't know what is in somebody's account for you to say the person is living a lavish life. Doomsday in MPP is coming. Today, there is no face in the MPP that the MPP will be built around. The old folks are no more the face of the party. Nanado, it's a disaster. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Probably that's your prerogative. Honorable Akesme Seshri says, Merry Christmas to Her Royal Majesty Nanabna Enimwa, the second Queen Mother of Seshri. May this joyous season bring peace, prosperity, and happiness to your royal court and the entire Seshri community. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Okay. Good morning, Rosalind. And to your guest, please, did I hear that 280 NPP members expelled in Agona West? Ghana politics. Honorable Ayeh-Paye is using the word automatically. Meanwhile, some few weeks ago, that word was interpreted differently. I'm Big Alasko from Garu Tampane. Greetings to MP-elect. Okay. Good morning, Rosalind, and Merry Christmas. Good counseling from your guests this morning. The whole country need it to push this country forward. Politics must be done positively, not anyhow. Sorry. Good one there, Honorable Ayeh-Paye, Stephen Opoku, Michelle Camp. You got a big gap because you, the communicators, and you were marketing a wrong product with the wrong managers. This coming from Sonny. Akonsi Garba from Tamale says that. Akonsi Garba from Tamale says that. Good morning, morning, Roslyn. Every MPP member who fought the party should be sacked to give way for committed ones to work for the party. See, Honorable, this is where the problem is. This is an MPP member saying this. He feels that, you know, every NPP member who fought the party should be sacked and to give way for committed ones to work for the party. The recollation of the EC is a message to the criminals out there who think they can use violence and machoism to win parliamentary seats for their political parties. Okay, but I want us to address the first one that he said.
Yeah, you see, his position is different from what we are discussing.
Yeah.
He's talking about the workers of the party should be sacked. He's not talking about members of the party should be sacked. The two are not the same. If you are holding a position in the party and you have for the party in any other way, he's saying that you should be sacked. You should give way for people who can do the work.
He said member. He said every NPP member
should not be sacked from the party. That's not what he's saying. A member who has been assigned or has been voted for to do work and he couldn't do it well, have been forced. That one I agree with him. Should be sacked, but not to sack the person from the party.
Okay, because he's saying that every member who fought the party should be sacked.
Sacked not from the party. Okay. But he said to give way, to give way for people who can do the work to come and do. So he's referring to a member who is working, not or assigned or has been voted to do some job and you are not doing it. But to sack members from the party, this is not a time to sack members. If that is exactly what he intends to say, then of course he's getting it wrong. This is not the time that we should sack members from our party. This is the time that you have to open the floodgate. Screen. I'm not saying when the floodgate is open, everybody should enter. We should screen. Find a nice way of looking at those who are coming. Screening doesn't mean that, hey, don't come. Hey, you come. No, that is not what I'm referring to. But at least we open an avenue for them to come and speak, to tell what went wrong. At times when you listen to the person, that one alone is a relief. Then the person can join the party back. Then we move on from there.
One major factor of the party was the Alan factor. As of now, he's still not part of the party. Do you think that they should go back to Alan to get him into the party?
Well, I don't know if they will go to that extent, but I think an attempt probably should be made. And they should not just look at the figures that Alan got. If you do that, you'll be making a mistake. Alan's, contribution to the defeat of the MPP is not just what he got as a party. It's the fact that the perception that the MPP went into the election not united in itself. And most of them, you should know that they lost the election to two different, should I say, political parties. Lost to the NPP, to the NDC, and number two, they also lost it to the couch. A lot of people stayed home and they didn't go to vote. And it's very obvious from the turnout. We had 64% turnout. And anytime there's a change in power, look at 2008, 2016, we have less than 70% turnout. So it tells you that most of the times, the political parties, majority of the people, reasons we lose is because they lose to the couch and also to the, their opponent. So perhaps there were people in Alan's camp who didn't even feel the need to go and vote because they knew Alan was not. We all knew Alan was.
He wasn't going to win.
Exactly.
So I would rather not go throw my vote away.
I won't even do that.
Okay.
So and I know friends who didn't do that, who thought that, for the way Alan has been treated. And not just Alan, the fact that they felt that certain candidates were imposed on them, they weren't even going to vote at all. So if you look at Alan's, figures and think that his absence from the party didn't affect the NPP, you'll be making a big mistake. So I think it is important to have, a conversation with everybody who is or was a member of the NPP and bring them all together and see how. Because they all have some roles they can play in the future of the MPP.
Right. All right, so this all time will permit us for a News Flash segment. A big thank you to you for being here.
Okay. Give me the opportunity to say a bit for the talented. As I said, it's too early for us to be looking at this. But a lot of people that voted for us, about more than 2 million, voted for us in 2020, and this time they did not vote for us. So as he said, we shouldn't look at a percentage, maybe a breakaway Alan got. More so, the Alan case is different from this. He wrote to say that he is no more a member of the party. So let us build the party. The party I know will be attractive again, and it's going to attract many people to join back, and maybe that people may include Alan Kojochire Martin Honorable. So we shouldn't think about bringing him on, kicking him away. Rather, we should concentrate in building the party. When the party is well built and becomes attractive. Look, let me tell you this story. I have a friend that I called the day before the elections. She even called me and said for her she won't vote. I said, why? He said she has to go to Winneba to cast her vote, but she doesn't see why she should spend money to go and vote for MPP for 8 years, hasn't gotten anything from the government. And I said, okay. So in a long discussion, I decided to give her TNT to go and vote. So I sent her some money through Bobo. She went and came back on Sunday and said, oh, for me, I voted for only the parliamentary, that was Afenyo Markin. I did not vote for the presidential. Why? And I'm not happy the way the party treats you.
Oh.
So for me, I won't vote for them. So maybe people didn't vote for us because of the way some people of the party are treated.
Persons. Yeah.
Yes. I quite remember I saw that the numbers were going to be down. And when voting turnout is down, it affects the incumbents. So I decided to go house to house, calling people to come and vote. And people were saying, yeah, we are not voting because of the way we were treated. You were rather asking us to come and vote. So don't let us rush into some of these things. Allow the committee to investigate, to come out and give us some. They may not get everything for us, but they will come out and say that, oh, this and this and this are what we think caused this heavy defeat. Then, of course, we can sit here, digest the issues, and find solutions.
Find solution. Thank you so much.
Let me say that, if I may say, that if we're in Ashanti region, right somewhere late in the morning, you could tell MPP had lost the elections. Because you go to the predominantly Ashanti areas, and there are very few people in queue. But you go to the Zongo communities and
the queues are jumping
over each other,
struggling to vote.
You know,
wow.
And it tells you that the enthusiasm gap between supporters of the NDC and the MPP was too wide.
I thought part of my constituency during the voting. You went to where MPP is very popular, there were no queues. You went to where NDC wins, and the queue was very long.
We are hoping that the NDC and the MPP will be able. No, it's actually the NPP, because the NDC, for now, they are sorted. They are the next government. After 7th of January, everything is in their hands, and they claim they will be able to fix Ghana's problems. We are here. We hope that they'll be able to do it. As media, we will talk when it's wrong. When it's good, we will praise them. That's what our job is. And for the NPP, we are hoping that they'll be able to solve their internal problems and come out bigger and better and stronger as well. And if you're a party sympathizer and you feel like, you were not too happy about what happened, like what Ayeh-Paye said, please keep quiet for now. Let them sit as the leaders, and then at the right time, you can, let them know what your grievances are for them to be able to solve it. Like I said, this whole time will permit us. We are going to Kumasi, Lancaster, Kumasi City. Okay, so we are going to Kumasi, Lancaster, Kumasi City. Is the best hotel in Kumasi right now. Has a beautiful ambience. You have access to the pool. You have access to the gym. The rooms are so beautiful. The food tastes so good. We have great packages for you. So if you are, a corporate body and you are looking for a place, we have that package for you. Individuals, we have the packages for you as well. Just come to Lancaster, Kumasi City. You can call the number on the screen right now or do your booking at lancasterkumasicity.com. Now, Top Choco is also telling you that create your own recipe with their top chocolati spread. Just create it, or the 3-in-1 mix, and record yourself and send it to us at Top Choco GH. Every week, we select 2 lucky winners, and you could be one of the 2 lucky winners. So make sure you do it today. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for always having our back. Franco Trading Enterprise has got you covered as well. All the gadgets that you need, just go to Franco Trading Enterprise and grab them. To make things very simple, we don't want you to go through that traffic. Not at all. Just download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website for further inquiries, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pafi. Now, on 30th, we are all going to the Nyamidria Children's Home to put smiles on the faces of the less privileged. These children don't have parents, and so they've been abducted by the children's home. They don't have access to the things that you have access to. But it's Christmas. Christmas is all about love. Let's all go there and support them. You can support them by sending us your momo. You can send us clothes. You can send us shoes. You can send us toiletries, anything of your choice. If you want to do this, just send a message to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. We'll definitely reach out to you, and then we'll know how we can organize it. You can send either money. Don't send the money to 055. No, just send us a message. We'll call you and give you the number to send the money to. Okay, so please don't send the money to the number I've mentioned. Just send a message that, hello, I want to support this worthy cause. We'll reach out to you, and then we'll show you the number to send the monies on. Thank you all so much for watching this particular segment. We have What's Trending that is coming up, and other things that you do not want to miss. A big thank you to my guests who made it this morning. Osei Kwame Griffiths, thank you so much, a former CEO for NIA. Thank you so much for coming in. And Honorable Samuel Ayeh-Paye, who is a former member of Parliament for Ayeh-Paye, and he will definitely go back to Parliament. Definitely. He says no. All right, so we will end here.
Are you not going to go back to NIA?
No.
Why?
I'm not at all.
Anyway, Merry Christmas to all of you. Merry Christmas. We'll be right back this day.